All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we have ourselves a video today from Gothic Therapy with an exclusive story about a Wings insider revealing all. Now, if you guys forgot who Wings Interactive are, they are a company that is funded, or I should say is funding, a bunch of shell organizations just doing a bunch of DEI grifting, essentially. They are trying to take government money by opening up small companies over and over and over again and getting these government grants for being ultra diverse. And it's just a way for them to continue to take free money that is readily, or I should say was readily available before obviously Elon Musk and Donald Trump decided to cut most of it, was readily available in the past and has been giving him free money nonstop. This video apparently exposes it all with a Wings insider from Gothic Therapy. So let's get into this video, guys, from Gothic Therapy. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. And again, guys, the video is going to be linked in the description box below and in the pinned comment. So if you want to check it out, you are more than welcome to. Let's do it.
No, Kim Belair hasn't decided to publicly embrace her love of Bowser, but we've still got some hot gossip. I honestly thought I was done after the last Wings video, but recently an insider reached out to me with some juicy information.
You're never done, by the way. It's never done. That's the thing about rabbit holes. Once you go down rabbit holes, that's it. You're never going to stop.
Instead of taking responsibility or clarifying, Wings chose to delete their socials and go dark. The reason? Yup, you guessed it, a Gamergate harassment campaign. How original.
It's always a harassment campaign. Always. The moment there's any kind of criticism, it's always a harassment campaign. Oh, you said something bad about me? Harassment.
Hello, 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 and what is going on, everybody? It is Master of the TDS, and welcome back to the channel. We have a big Wings update here for you, but before we get into it, consider smashing that like button and hitting subscribe. Clock in and join the rest of us here at the night shift. Don't worry, we don't bite. Wings Interactive is fully aware of our coverage. Not only that, they've seen articles from that park place mentioning our investigative work, but publicly addressing our findings and their hidden ties to Landfall Games? Nope, silence instead. Privately, though? Well, that's a different story altogether. Behind closed doors, Wings has been actively discussing this situation in their private Discord, exclusively available to developers they've funded, and nobody else. They haven't released any public statement, instead choosing internal notifications and private conversation. A developer funded by Wings, who kindly spoke with me under the guise of anonymity, explained that Wings justified deleting their social media and public presence as necessary to protect themselves and the developers from supposed harassment.
Wait, hold on, go back to that. It says, as far as I know, there seems to be some kind of Gamergate type who is encouraging their followers to harass developers who worked with Wings. Master TDS says, gotcha. Funny you mentioned resources because that was one of my questions. I noticed a lot of information on Wings has been scrubbed from the internet lately. Do you think that's because of all of this? I wanted to know what kind of resources they provided, but everything is gone. The person says, it is for that reason. Yes, it is likely they'll open up once it's safer. Interesting.
To protect themselves and the developers from supposed harassment. Rather than addressing legitimate transparency issues and undisclosed connections, Wings is privately framing the controversy as a coordinated harassment campaign led by Gamergate type. The developer I spoke to confirmed receiving notifications from Wings' private Discord framing my factual coverage as harassment. Even though I've consistently focused on facts and asked reasonable questions and avoided targeting developers. In the developer's own words, quote, I just noticed notifications in the Discord server. I read them, but muted them after a while, end quote. Wings has actively discussed every step we took since the initial expose. When I asked for screenshots, our insider was hesitant to provide those, but did provide some general details on what they were saying. Wings has refused to take responsibility, instead privately claiming that I incited harassment. Let me address this directly. I've never harassed anyone. I avoided naming developers. I showed them only in passing, and I never encouraged targeting anyone. The
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. See, that's the thing. Like they don't care about the actual definition of harassment or targeted harassment. You simply talking about their company is enough for them to say it's harassment. You simply saying things against their company is enough for them to claim harassment in their eyes anyway. I'm not saying like officially harassment, but that's what they think anyway. So you simply talking about them and saying, "Well, I never told anybody to harass you. I'm just talking about your company." They're going to view you as a harasser regardless.
insider themselves acknowledged this during our conversation. Quote, by not mentioning one person, anyone who speaks to you opens themselves up to being singled out. End quote. That's precisely why I avoided mentioning individual developers. Transparency and truth are my goals, not harassment. Wings labeling these honest questions as
Well. Wait, hold on. So yeah, I mean, your goal could be transparency and truth, but for these people, that's harassment. Like they don't want to be transparent. That's the entire reason why they work in the shadows. Sweet Baby Inc. specifically said at one point, Kim Belair, she said that they prefer to work in the shadows. That's how their company prefers to operate. So it's not exactly very shocking that they would consider somebody who's trying to be transparent and truthful and get the truth out of that company to be a harasser.
as harassment seems like a deliberate tactic to discourage open discussion. And yet, despite this supposed harassment narrative, this insider felt safe enough to reach out to me, almost like I'm not a monster orchestrating harassment. Funny that. But
Hope it's not a fake insider.
there's more, the insider shared. The insider revealed that while Wings funding helped financially, their practical resources they promised fell noticeably short. Wings openly claims on their website that they offer introductions to major partners like Xbox, Sony, and Netflix. Yet, according to our insider, the actual support was minimal, even disappointing. Quote, resource wise, I only used their playtest. The feedback was disappointing as their sample pool wasn't acquainted with the type of project I was working on. End quote. They explicitly added, quote, in truth, they were pretty hands off when it came to developing my game, so they didn't do much but send me money. End quote. This
What the fuck? Wait, go back to that. In truth, they were pretty hands off when it came to develop my game, so they didn't do much but send me money. Resource wise, I only used their playtesters. The feedback was disappointing as their sample pool wasn't acquainted with, and then blanks it out because they don't want to tell you what game it is.
game, so they didn't do much but send me money. End quote. This raises major questions. For a fund positioning itself as a supportive indie resource with high-level connections, you'd think their support would be stellar, but clearly it's not. And our insider wasn't the only developers with these concerns. A game that Wings funded pushy and pulley in Blockland, their developers faced a controversy over claims that they failed to pay an artist, eventually stating that they simply didn't have profits to distribute. The Moon Pirates, another developer funded by Wings, had to completely remove all of their games due to financial and legal issues, effectively shutting down entirely. It's curious, isn't it? Games funded by Wings repeatedly seem to struggle financially. With connections as significant as Wings claims, you'd expect better outcomes. What exactly is Wings hoping to achieve here? Do they genuinely care about the developers they fund? Or is this all just for optics, diversity points, and possibly even government grants? We don't currently have proof of Wings receiving government grants, but given their connections, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Instead of openly addressing concerns, Wings chose to delete their social media, remove website content, and go radio silent publicly. But according to our insider, Wings isn't disappearing permanently. They explicitly said that they plan to return when it's safe. Say from what? Accountability? Transparency? When asked directly if harassment claims were why Wings decided to vanish, our insider confirmed explicitly, quote, it is for that reason. Yes, it's likely they'll reopen once it's safer, end quote. But why not clarify publicly? Why rely solely on private communication? Why is acknowledging their connection to Landfall such an issue? Here's where we stand. Why frame legitimate critique as harassment? Why no clear public statement if they feel unfairly targeted? If they have nothing to hide, why delete their entire online presence? Why did Audrey LaPrince, the co-founder of Wing, go to such extreme lengths, even deleting her LinkedIn? Why not just go protected everywhere? And if you have nothing to hide, then why have you deleted over 1,000 tweets? How does disappearing help the developers left holding the bag? My goal has never been to harm developers. Transparency helps gamers make informed decisions. The developer who spoke with me deserves respect. And as promised, I won't mention their identity or game. If other developers wish to come forward, I hope you know I'll extend the same courtesy.
This is insane, bro. You know, it's kind of wild that there are so many supposed insiders. What a crazy pause, by the way. His eyes are gone. There's so many insiders that are coming out in the industry now because we are in an industry, a gaming industry, where people just don't feel comfortable. That's really what it is. People don't feel comfortable, and they know they are surrounded by people that are just ideological psychos, and they simply cannot or feel like they should not speak out of fear that they could lose their job, get banned from the industry, whatever the case may be. And now they got to reach out to YouTubers in order to be able to give out information and get it out there in the public in order to combat this stuff, because they can't fight it from the inside because the system is stacked against them, basically. It really is a messed up situation.
Because unlike Wings, I genuinely have nothing to hide. Wings Interactive owes their developers and the public an explanation. Blaming this on a Gamergate harassment campaign is a convenient excuse, but it's not based in reality. Until Wings is truthful, and let's face it, the chances of that are slim to none. Here is my final message to Wings for now, since I now know 100% that you're watching. Transparency isn't harassment, and accountability isn't an attack. Maybe these are unfamiliar concepts for you, or maybe my words will fall on deaf ears, but that doesn't make them any less true. Wings Interactive, the ball is in your court. Step up or keep hiding. But we won't forget. I won't forget. And you can't hide from the truth forever.
Dude, this is hilarious, man. So again, guys, fantastic information from this insider regarding Wings Interactive. The rabbit hole continues to dive deeper, and I'm invested. I am extremely invested in learning about more about what's going on with Wings Interactive. But it seems at this point, they're considering this to be harassment, Gamergate harassment. And they're trying to downplay all of the conversation by simply calling it such. And this is why channels like Gothic Therapy are extremely important, as he seems like he's made it his mission to continue to invest his company, and rightfully so. So shout out to Master the TDS over at Gothic Therapy. Great job on the video. And like I said, I'm going to link it down below for anybody who's curious to check out the channel. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.